All right, we are live. Welcome everybody. It is that time of the week. It is time for the Reset Room, the weekly hangout. This is where I get online and I go live and I go over the questions that I got from the previous week. We record them and share them, and so they are here and posted for time. So now, we got a few things I want to cover. I've changed things up just a little bit. I got 3 questions that I want to answer, and then I'll open it to whoever wants to. First thing I got to do is, excuse me for a second, because I'm going to hop on and make sure this is shared to our Facebook group. Whoops, that's the wrong account. Sorry, I forgot to do this before we started. I promise you're going to want to stick around. Besides, give people a couple more minutes to jump on here. It's not there. Facebook has made this difficult. Need that. There we go. Share and to the group. And I'm going to tag everybody. Okay, now I'm ready to rock and roll. So what I've done is I have actually created a handout so you can go and download and print the notes of what we're going to talk about today. The link, if you're on Facebook, the link is in the comments. If you are on YouTube, it's in the description. I tried to post it as a comment on YouTube, but the link was too long, so I put it into 2 comments. So that's not going to work, but it is in the description if you're on YouTube. So there is a link to this handout. It's very simple, won't waste a lot of ink. So go and you can actually download that and have it and print it. So, but if you print it, there is a link at the end because we are doing a Memorial Day sale on the drops. There's a link for that at the very end. So that said, let's just get right into it. Number 1 question from this week. I am hungry and I can't shake it. What am I doing wrong? The short answer to that question is you're not eating enough. People, for whatever reason, are still hung up on, yes, this is a weight loss program. No, this is not a calorie restriction program. It's more about reducing inflammation and reducing insulin surges. But before you assume that the program isn't working for you, I want you to double check a couple things. Number 1, are you eating enough? Because under eating will actually sabotage what you're trying to accomplish. I know that goes against everything that we've thought of as far as weight loss is concerned up to this point. But if you are under eating, your body's going to be in a starvation state, and that's not going to bode well for you. So make sure, especially in the beginning, that you are weighing your food, that you're getting that 4 to 6 ounces of pre-cooked protein, 4 ounces of low glycemic fruits, 4 ounces of low glycemic vegetables. That's a starting point. If that's not enough and you are still hungry, the first thing you do is you bump up your protein intake until we get to that point where we're not. Make sure you are taking your drops 3 times a day and that you're being faithful with them. They will work. You've just got to give them time. It does take a few minutes for those to kick in. And lastly, on this topic, make sure you are drinking enough water. 64 ounces of water a day is a minimum. Not enough water, dehydration can actually increase hunger. So we want to make sure we are consuming plenty of water. And I tell people all the time, if your pee is not clear, you are not drinking enough, period. Okay? So make sure that you're drinking enough water. Number 2, second question. Can I work out while doing the program? The answer to that is absolutely. Okay? But timing and intensity, it does matter. So in the very beginning, like the first 2 weeks, you do want to take it easy. Stick with light movement, walking, stretching, yoga. And we want to make sure that throughout the program that you're doing those 15-minute walks after your meals, because those can significantly reduce your insulin spikes. And then once that 2 weeks is up and your energy starts to recover, because remember, you're going to go through a period where your body's transitioning from getting simple carbohydrates to using ketones and complex carbohydrates as energy. So you'll go through that time where you're feeling your energy will drop. You'll get through that. And once you get through that, then start adding strength training, cardio, And remember, we do have that program that we designed that's part of this as well. So it's a reset. It's not a race. Just remember, it's going to take time. Be patient with yourself. Okay. You start working out, you start lifting, you start feeling poorly, then you talk to us. You probably need to just eat a little bit more and increase your caloric intake there. Okay. Now, number 3 question, last and final questions, which I don't see a whole lot of people on today, so I don't think we're going to have a lot of follow-up questions. But what if I mess up or eat something off plan? Well, don't quit. Just reset. Give yourself some grace. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. Hey, just get back on the plan. Don't think that, if you go and mess up and eat something that's not part of the plan, don't think that you're going to totally undo everything that you did, because that's just not true. You just got to get back on plan and then get back to what you're doing. Just the very next meal, back on track. Okay. And lastly is the weekend sale announcement. You're going to start seeing emails for this. I'm going to send out a text message probably on Thursday for this, but that is the Memorial Day sale. From now until Monday at midnight, the drops are $99. That's $179 what they normally are. So we're going to sell those for $99. There's a link in the comments and also a link in the description. So make sure you jump on that, because that won't end. But what I'm also doing with those is, even if you're not part of the program, you can still buy those. And I'm going to include the digital reset program, so you'll actually have access to the digital course just when you buy the drops. So we typically charge $379 for that. So to get a bottle of drops and that for $99, that's unheard of. Again, the link is in the comments. I'll be sending more out about that. You'll hear about it by the end of this week. I will send out a text, so you'll have more about that. So as I said, not a lot of people on. Don't see any questions that have popped up. I've covered what I've wanted to cover in 7 minutes or less. I'll give you guys just a minute or two more. If I see any more questions pop up, I will jump on those, but I'm not seeing them. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your involvement with the program. I appreciate you sharing the things that I share with you, and I hope it's making a difference. And I hope that you're getting a better quality of life, because what you're doing matters. All right. That said, there's no other questions. I'm going to say peace out, and I love you all. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next time. See you next Tuesday, same time.